Good evening, everybody. Dana Lyons here. It's December 26th, 2021. It's the day after Christmas. We have 10 inches of snow where I live in Bellingham. It's just beautiful. And I can't drive anywhere. I'm down a kind of a small back road with big ditches. It's not a smart road to drive down if you have a large Ford Econoline van like myself. Other vehicles do just fine, but I like to stay out of the ditch. It's beautiful out there. It's a winter wonderland. I wanted to sing a tune for everyone tonight. It's not quite bedtime here on the West Coast, but in many places across North and South America, it is approaching bedtime. And so I wanted to sing you all a bedtime song and tell a bedtime story. And I can see, there's Monica's on there, so I can barely see. I can just see there's comments coming in. Okay, so there are people out there. That's nice. That's nice to know. I have to put my glasses on to read them. But yeah, once in a while I sing, I do an evening song and bedtime story. If you want to know about that, I'm getting fancy here. Go to the banners. If you want to know, once in a while actually I've never done this, but someday I may notify you ahead of time. And if you want to know when the shows are going to be happening, you can join the email list at cowswithguns.com. You can like me at my Facebook music page. That's facebook.com/Dana Lyons, or subscribe at youtube.com/cowswithgunsguy. Okay, that's if you want to find out when these are happening in the future, should I ever be organized enough to alert you, which I hope that day will come. But anyway, it's a beautiful day here. I went for a walk in the snow. It was around 14 degrees. Wasn't quite cold enough, so it squeaked. I think you have to be down to 10 below when the snow starts to squeak when you walk on it. For you Canadians out there, or people from Wisconsin, places like that, Montana, not quite there, but we have a beautiful winter wonderland. And I wanted to sing to you tonight also because a lot of us are in isolation. A lot of us are. I have a bunch of friends who've got the COVID and they're isolating. I have a bunch of friends that are scared of getting the COVID and we are isolating. And then there's the people who have to work through this, the people working in the health field. Oh my God, people working at the grocery store, the delivery people, on and on and on. You know who you are. You've got to go out there and face this. So hopefully you're home just relaxing, not thinking about being isolated. But anyway, I wanted to sing you all a song. And tonight's song, I'm going to tell a little story about the song that I'll sing, and then I'm going to put on my glasses and read the comments. So I will read your comments later on and say hello. Tonight I'm going to sing the Patagonia Dam song. And this was one of the coolest gigs of my life. My friend Aaron Sanger, he was a very dear friend of mine, and very sadly passed away. I don't know, 3 years ago or so now. But Aaron and I, we had some fun. And one time, working on different issues, and one time Aaron said, "Hey, do you want to go to Patagonia, Chile?" And I'm like, "You don't have to ask me that twice." He said, "Yeah, we can get your plane ticket." And they're trying to build 5 hydroelectric dams on these remote wilderness rivers in way down south in South America, in Patagonia and Chile. And he said, we're going to go down and meet with some of the activists and go visit some of the dam sites where the proposed dams are. And the way this all originally came about was back in 1973, Chile had a democratically elected president, and there was a coup, and the dictator Pinochet installed himself in power. And it took 17 years for the Chilean people to boot this guy out, but they eventually did. And right before he left power, he gave away a whole bunch of stuff to his wealthy friends and corporations, some of whom what the song is about. He gave away the rights of the rivers, many of Patagonia's big rivers, to corporate leaders in Europe. And so when Aaron asked me to go down there, they were getting ready to build 5 giant hydroelectric dams on these glacial rivers. And I said, wow, yeah, I'll go, Aaron. What do you want me to do? And he goes, well, I want you to come down. I want you to see the countryside. Maybe you'll sing a song or two. Then when you come home to the United States, maybe we'll have you do some gigs or a short tour here or there to help raise awareness to stop the dams. I said, yeah, I am there. So Aaron and his family and we all went down there, and oh my God, it's so beautiful. And so we were all supposed to do a first descent. Yeah, you heard that right. I had never heard that term. I'm used to a first ascent of a mountain. But we were going to do a first descent down into a river valley. The first known trip going down from the dam site, basically walking down this river valley. And it's in the Andes. I knew it was going to be hairy, and I was scared. And as it turned out, I tore a hamstring right before the trip, so I couldn't go, which honestly was a bit of a relief because I knew that a lot of people going were these brilliant athletes, and I was just worried about being left behind and having anxiety trying to go downhill. Climbing down is a lot worse than going up, usually. So anyway, I couldn't go. Well, Aaron and the team went, and I'm, healing up my hamstring, and I said, Aaron, what should I do while you're going down this river valley? And he said, why don't you go talk to the people and just get a sense of what people in Patagonia feel about these proposed dams. I said, oh, okay, that sounds fun. So I did that. And I was chatting with people, and then I was working on a song. I was at this youth hostel. I was outdoors. It was summer there. And I believe I was working on this song that I'm about to sing for you. And I'm over by some picnic tables, and this gentleman walks over, and he goes, that's a lovely song. What are you writing about? And I said, well, they're trying to build these dams, and I'm trying to write a song to help raise awareness so we can stop them, so the farmland and the wilderness isn't destroyed, and so the river isn't dammed up and destroyed. And he says, I'm actually a engineer, and I'm going to make a lot of money off of these dams. But he goes, I like you, I like your song, so I'm going to tell you what your campaign is doing wrong. I'm like, okay. Aaron said, find out what's going on in the community. I said, tell me what we're doing wrong. And he says, you come down here from the United States, to, save the land and to help us out. And you come down with a bunch of environmentalists from Santiago. That's the capital of Chile. And he said, Santiago is, more than 1,000 miles away. It's like, for us, Santiago, you might as well be London. It's like they're not local to here. And the people around here will only listen to people who were born and raised here because they frankly don't trust outsiders like you. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So what are we supposed to do about it? He goes, here's what you do. I don't know why I'm telling you this, because I want those dams built. I could use the money. But I'm going to tell you what you need to do to win and stop these dams. He says, Now, the dam building company, there's 23 villages, small towns. We're talking a few hundred people, maybe 1,000. This is a very sparsely populated part of the world. He goes, there's 23 towns and villages. The dam people have gone to every one of those villages and told them how great these dams are going to be. Blah, 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 jobs, money, blah, blah, blah. He goes, your people have been to zero. Like, what's the deal with that? And he says, what you have to do is you need to purchase 23 sheep. He says, with 23 sheep, you can win. I'm like, 23 sheep can beat multi-billion-dollar 5 giant hydroelectric dams? He says, that's right. He goes, here in Patagonia, nobody wants to listen to any politician of any stripe. So when people are running for office, what they do is they buy a sheep, they cook it up, they invite the whole town, and they give away free food. And the people will stay and listen to their political spiel until all the food is gone. I'm like, fair enough. He says, have some dessert, have some snacks, but down there at sheep country, that's what they eat. Okay, so 23 sheep. He goes, yes, 23 sheep, one for every town. He goes, you go, you let everyone know there's going to be a free feed. People will come, you have your slideshow, make sure, keep it down, keep it short, 20 minutes, half hour, because everyone's going to leave as soon as the food's gone. And you tell them all about why the dams are going to damage their land and their farming and whatever you want to tell them. And I'm like, 23 sheep. And I said, how much does a sheep cost? And down there, that's not that much money. And he says, so you got to buy the sheep, and then you need to hire someone who was born and raised here in Patagonia. And you can go along with them, but you have to have, the only person they're going to listen to is someone born and raised in Patagonia. And they're only going to stick around as long as the food lasts. And I was like, well, that's fascinating. Okay, thanks. And, we had a nice time. I thanked him. He went away. And then when Aaron finally came out from the first descent, I told him that story, and he's like, that guy's right. He goes, we need, if we want to win a campaign, we need to go talk to the people. We need to present our side of the story, and we can raise money to buy 23 sheep. And I was like, terrific. And I said, you have to also raise money to hire someone locally. He goes, oh, well, we have activist friends we can hire here that are from here. I'm like, oh, cool. And I said, if you want, I'll go. And then Aaron proposed it. This is what's fascinating. He proposed it to some of the other Chilean activists who weren't from there, and they didn't want to do it. And I was like, why don't they want to do it? And like, they don't understand, Aaron said. And I said, well, why don't we just do it ourselves? I mean, how much is it going to cost? If we can raise $10,000 and buy 23 sheep and pay someone, this has to be done. And Aaron's like, yes, let's do it. Well, we never got around to doing it. And I forget exactly what happened after that. But when Aaron invited me to go on this trip, like I've had the honor of working on a lot of different issues to, protect wilderness and save habitat and save species and this and that, and stop giant hydroelectric dams like this one. But I have some gut sense if there's a chance of winning. And on this one, I was like, whoa, Chile wobbles back and forth from the right, the left, and they had a big dictator. And, can we really stop these dams when these huge money people are backing it, especially all these European corporations? But that was in my head. I didn't air that. My job is to go and learn and teach. I play my small role in this, and lots of groups were working on it around the world and in Chile because people wanted to protect these beautiful rivers. And so I came home, and that's a whole nother story I should tell another time. Went to Atlanta and sang on the Home Depot stage. We were trying to convince Home Depot to stop buying timber from the company that wanted to build the dam. But then the president switched. All of a sudden, right-wing pro-dam president was elected. It's like, oh, wow, we're going to lose. And then it got dragged out in court. And when years went by, and oh, no, and they were just about to build it. And they were just about to build it. And I thought, oh, my God, we're going to lose. And this is the fascinating thing. When you're working to protect something you love, if you really love it, you're going to work to protect it, whether you think you're going to win or not. Because you have to, because you love it. It's important. Even if you're sure you're going to lose, you're going to do what you can to protect the people and the places and the institutions you love. So, everyone was still working on it. And then right when they were about to lose, the students of Chile, this is an amazing story. Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was like 50,000 to 100,000 college students in Santiago. They were about to move ahead with these dams, and they took to the streets and they shut down the capital city, like flooded with protesters. And the city basically couldn't function because the students were out there. And they managed to delay this dam, and then there was a presidential election, and the new president said there aren't going to be any dams. And she canceled all the dam projects. And that was an amazing day. That was an amazing day. It was an amazing day for the people of Chile, for the world, for the animals that live down there, for the people of Patagonia, for all the farmers who have lost all their land to the floods from the dams. It was an amazing day. And I learned something that you can't be sure. It's hard to predict. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. Certainly, I've worked on plenty of campaigns that we've lost, and it's been heartbreaking. But once in a while, something amazing happens. Sometimes it almost seems magical. But in this case, it wasn't magic. It was students took to the streets and caused the delay, and new president won, and boom. So yay for that. So that is your happy bedtime story tonight on this December snowed-in evening here in 2021. So here is the song, and then I'm going to look and see who's saying hello there on the comments. This is the Patagonia Dam song. I'm pretty sure this is on my Three-Legged Coyote CD. I was only 13 when they killed the Presidente. My family left the country when my uncle disappeared. They rounded up the unions, professors and the leaders. They ran out anybody who would try and help the poor. But my name is Ricardo, and I am Patagonia. I was born and raised here like my grandfathers before. With a gaucho drinking mate on that endless rushing river. They belong to Patagonia and the people who live here. Well, 17 long years later, we rid ourselves of a dictator. In his final months in power, he robbed our country blind. He gave away the rights to our glacial mountain rivers, to his pals in corporations, the new kings of the land. My name is Ricardo, and I am Patagonia. I was born and raised here like my grandfathers before. The horsemen drinking mate on that endless rushing river. They belong to Patagonia and the people who live here. No one can own a waterfall, no one can own the sky. And I've seen the desperate sickness in the richer men who would try. No one can own the seeds of life on which we all survive. Forever Patagonia, may your rivers run free and wide. Well, now the price of power is going through the ceiling. They see a chance for money taken from our land. A European company with a front man here in Chile. They smile and offer promises as they try and build the dams. But my name is Ricardo, and I am Patagonia. I was born and raised here like my grandfathers before. The gaucho drinking mate on that endless rushing river. They belong to Patagonia and the people who live here. No one can own a waterfall, no one can own the sky. And I've seen the desperate sickness in the richer men who would try. No one can own the seeds of life on which we all survive. Forever Patagonia, may your rivers run free and wild. No one can own a waterfall, no one can own the sky. And I've seen the desperate sickness in the richer men who would try. And no one can own the seeds of life on which we all survive. Forever Patagonia, may your rivers run free and wild. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Really, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, yes. It's really such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. We're here. we do what we can. We do what we can to make believe. To create, yes. The fact is, I am sitting in a room staring at a tiny green light on the upper part of a square computer screen with an old paint cloth bed sheet behind it. But I'm singing to you. That's part of the reason why I'm here, because hey, we can virtually be together. No, it's fun, and I'm going to see what we got going here in the comments. See who's visiting on this fine winter's evening. It's summer down under in the southern hemisphere, but okay. Let's see where we are here. I go up here, look through real quick. There's Monica and Mary. Happy Boxing Day. That's right. I always forget it's Boxing Day. I'm almost Canadian. I live on the Canadian border, so I should know that. Happy Boxing Day. Yeah, the UK reference. Thank you, Scott. There's Anne. I miss you too, Anne. I hope you're doing well. David, yes. And Hallie. Hallie, are you still in Utah? Nice to hear from you. And there's Lev and Robin. Just got back in from turning off the water. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very cold there. It's supposed to go down to 9 degrees here in Bellingham. I got my little, there's a little drip coming out of my faucet. So the pipes don't freeze. Take care of your pipes tonight, those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere. There's Jim. Oh, are you reading the Julia Butterfly Hill book? Oh, that is a great book. I love that book. I've read that several times. There's Jim. And listening to Daryl. You're moving to Humboldt County. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. All right. Okay, well, hopefully come down and visit you there. Oh, wow. Natalie, good to see you. You're down, I think you're down in Portland. And Bev. Oh, yes, you are welcome. Susan and Lawrence and yeah. All right. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin. Hello, Mohammed. And, oh, there's Hope. Hope, I was just thinking about you today. When's your birthday, Hope? Let me know. And Frank, you're there. I've been meaning to come up, Frank, but I don't want to drive my van in the snow, and it's a bit of a hike up to your place now. A little bit further. Okay. All right. There's Andy. Oh my God, I haven't heard from Andy for a long time. Hope you're doing well. And Kylie and Jim and Olympia and Eric. I owe you a phone call, Eric. I got it. Thank you for your call. We'll go hiking when I can get out of my house. There's John and mostly New York City for Hallie. Okay, great. Okay. Last time I remember years ago you were in Salt Lake City. Dun, 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 dun. And Steve and Susan Birch Bay. Okay. Okay. World Peace Day, September 21st. I can remember that. All right. Well, thank you for coming tonight. And that was the bedtime song and story. These will be archived on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, now I gotta go and be official here. If you want to know when this is happening, there's the. This is one. I'm trying to do a series of these. I just like singing at night. We're all stuck. Why not just sing? But if you want to know when these are going on, I can send you an email. You can sign up for the email list at cowswithguns.com. They're on your screen. You can like my music Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Dana Lyons. Some of you are watching on my personal page, but I just don't get there very much. I'm kind of allergic to Facebook, except when I'm doing Facebook Live. Subscribe or on YouTube at the Cows with Guns Guy page, youtube.com/Cows with Guns Guy. What else do I have? Well, I got all these toys there. I can get rid of that. And rejoice, rejoice. We have no choice but to carry on. I love that. Scott Gilbert, my professor, developmental biology professor, he used that as a quote. I think it's a very appropriate quote for any time during this era. Okay. All right. Back up to the comments. Thanks so much for coming, everybody. Stay safe, stay sane, have fun, figure out. That's our task. That's our task in this kind of bizarre era. How do we have fun? How do we stay relatively sane when everything is shifting around us? How do we not get lonely when we can't hang out with all our pals all the time? How do we stay strong and healthy and mentally coherent? That's the game, okay? Polish your surfboard, stay creative, tap in with each other. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. I will go and read all the comments after the show. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll be back again soon with another exciting bedtime song and story. I'm your host, Dana Lyons. Good night, everybody. There you go. There it is.